Is it Oscar the Grouch that just loves trash? So do I. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist, and today we're going to be playing with trash. Yay, trash! So, here's the pile of trash that I bought yesterday. So as you could probably tell from the thumbnail, I paid $150 for this pile of trash. So, or e-waste. We'll go through this today and figure out like if I got a decent deal or if I got screwed. So let me show you real quick this. So this is Is this thing on? Oh, hello, can you hear me? Hey, Retro Fox, you're an expert at buying stuff like this. Yeah, all right, let me say hi to folks in the chat. Garth Beagle, Mr. Tech Gadget, Trina's Techno Babble, Retro Fox, and AG. How's it going? Yeah, I'll show you your power supply board when we're done here. So this is the picture that I got on Facebook Marketplace, or one of two pictures that I got. This is the other picture. And so you can see they're kind of blurry, and it's not exactly easy to see what's there. This wound up not being in the lot. I don't know where that went, but I don't really care. I didn't want that board anyway. This looked like a socket A board. This looked like a 16-bit 46. That looks like a little 46 up there. There's a slot 1 board and an ABit N47 or an NF7, which is one of the big things. And then down here it looked like maybe a 386 or 486 board. That looks like an Xbox logic motherboard, whatever. This one looks like a 486, or I think it's a 486. Here's the Xbox board again. Here's that board that I didn't really want. But then you can see some other stuff poking out under here. These look like cache chips, and that kind of looked like a socket 3 socket. So I thought this might be like a 486 board. So the story is that it was a guy selling this stuff for his son. Apparently the son like disassembled this stuff at school in their media lab or something, and he thought they were neat, so he brought them home. But the kid wanted a 3D printer, and so he wanted to sell off his stuff for a 3D printer. And I'm a sucker for a kid story. I originally told the guy that, when I was looking through stuff, there might be, I might be able to give him $5 to $10 for certain boards that were in there. So then when I got here and started seeing some of the stuff in more detail, the kid, they had all this in that giant bin, and the bin was so big that the kid could not move it himself. And so the kid was trying to bring it out. And so the dad helped him bring it out. And so I started looking through it, and I was like, I said probably about $60 total. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. And I said, really, looking through this, I want to give you more. So I ran to an ATM, and I got him. Actually, I wound up paying. I told him I was going to give him 150. I wound up giving 160 just because I didn't have change. And he's like, oh, cool. Well, that's really going to help him out. So I'm excited that we're getting this kid, or on the way to getting this kid, a 3D printer. And who else is here? Frank S is here, and Francois Raval is here. Hello. So let's get some of this little stuff off the top that we're not really going to play with today. Here's an 8-bit floppy drive controller, very useful for XT systems, and 8-bit I/O card came with this thing, so that's always kind of useful. 16-bit IDE controller and floppy controller, always useful to have more of those. So good stuff right there. We won't test those today, but we'll get to them eventually. This wasn't in the pictures. There was another power supply in the pictures, but this one was what was there. So this is a Corsair CX750M, 750 watt power supply with modular. So we'll check and see if that works. Here is a QDI Legend motherboard. This appears to be a slot 1. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference just by looking at it with slot 1, slot A, those kinds of things. But I think it's slot 1. Trina says, a sucker is born every day. Yes, I am a sucker for a sorry kid story. Let's see, is that the same? Yeah, I think that's the same. Oh, yeah, okay, here we go. We have a part number P6I440BX. So yeah, this is a slot 1. This one should support 100 megahertz frontside bus processors, so that's cool. I don't really care about this right now, so we'll set that one aside. Need more space to set things aside. There we go. Okay, here's another slot 1 board. Let's see, this is another BX chipset board. Based off of this, I have a feeling this came out of a Dell or something. These, I think, were made by Intel, but then reused by Dell. It's got all the labeling on the connectors there, so that's kind of useful. So this is another 100 megahertz frontside bus. The one issue is that if this is actually a Dell, there's a chance that the power supply is not wired up like a normal ATX, even though this looks like an ATX. So I'll have to double check. Oh, there's a little, there's writing here that says Packard Bell. All right, I don't remember Packard Bell being around in the late Pentium 3 era or mid Pentium 3 era, but check that out eventually. Not today. I think we have more interesting stuff than that. Here is another board. This one has the LX chipset, so we're going to be limited to 66 megahertz frontside bus. You can see that like the layouts of these boards were pretty much identical. When they switched from LX to BX, it was just sort of a swap. Pretty similar boards, but this one says Intel. Again, you don't know if this is actually a Dell or not, so I would want to double check this. It does have an Intel part number on there, but I definitely want to think, be more careful about that before I just make any assumptions. Yeah, Pentium 2 systems are nice. Part of the issue is that I'm not really excited about Pentium 2s right now is because I just bought, I think it's like 8 Pentium 2 complete Dell systems. So I'm not super stoked about the Pentium 2s right now because I have a lot to get rid of. Oh yeah, here's some more. Another I/O controller. Another I/O controller. Or this one's an IDE floppy controller and this one's straight I/O. Set those aside. This is just some weird card. It says Gateway on it. It looks like this was maybe like a daughter board on some sort of Gateway computer that held the CPU. I have a feeling that this comes off and the CPU is hiding under there. Oh, here we go. Oh. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know if that's going to show up. Yeah. CX 4X8 or 486 SR. So this is actually a Cyrix like 486-ish CPU. We've got the 387 in that processor. So there you go. Got bombs here. How's it going? Oh, so this is separate from the pile of Dells. Yes, this was a totally separate lot of stuff. All right, so what are these things? This is an Acculogic RAM PAT. And I think what this is a 16-bit memory card. So for like AT computers. And I've never seen one with SIM sockets on it like this. Or I've never used one with SIM sockets on it like this. So this should be fun. There's 2 of those, which is really exciting. And it has the Dallas real-time clock. Actually, these are 2 different revisions of this thing. So this is revision C01 and this is B02. And look at that. This one has a Dallas clock and this one doesn't. Huh. That's interesting. Adam Baranek. Oh. RAM expansion and real-time clock. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. So yeah, these will be fun to play with too. Ah, Garth says he had that RAM card in his first PT. Ah, very neat. Yeah, I see a lot of Dallas real-time clocks here. So that's a good thing and a bad thing. It means that the boards are not going to be Varda bombed, but it also means that we might have to do some work to make them happy. This bag, I think, is way more interesting than I thought. So we'll look at that in a second. Here's a 16-bit, really baby AT style board. It's got a bunch of RAM in it, probably all 1 megs. I can't, nope, those look like logic chips. Doesn't look like there's much or any cache on this thing, so this would kind of suck. It would technically be a 486, but how restrictive of a 486? Yeah, I don't think there's any cache on this thing. Oof. That's brutal. Hey, Bacchus. Bag of CPUs is always interesting. Retro Fox says, well, that's adorable. I agree. This is very adorable. But it's not very performative, or doesn't have much in the way of performance. So we'll test that out, see if it boots up. Could have been used in a POS system. POS could mean a couple of things in this context. Here's another cute little board. This one had 8 RAM 30-pin SIM sockets. This one has only 4. This one is kind of interesting too. This has one of those CX486 SLCs. It also has a math coprocessor on there. It looks like this is a 50 megahertz one, which is kind of cool. This one has a Varda. And Francois Raval has been dealing with the world of Vardas. You can know how much damage these things have done. Let's pop that Varda off real quick. We'll just snip it. Hey, Action Retro. See, yeah, you're a person that I know would appreciate some e-waste. So we won't test this one today. We can see that the corrosion has gone all the way over to that jumper, and actually you can see it's gone all the way over to this capacitor. So we're gonna have to take this apart. We'll give that a, oh yeah, and it's in the ISA slot. Yeah, that's not happy. So we'll give it a little, we might do a vinegar ultrasonic on this one. I like to do that on corroded boards. But yeah, it's not too bad. I think this one should recover. There might be a trace or two down in there that's nasty. Floofy floof, how's it going? Yeah, we'll set that one aside. We're not gonna work on that one today. That one needs some special love. I think this was the one that was poking out in one of the pictures. So this is actually way more interesting than I thought. Look at this. Look at this. This is the socket 3 that I thought was there, the cache. It's a PCI 486 board. All right, this is exciting. This is a very, very good thing. PCI 486 boards. Hey, Jamie's Hack Shacks. Oh, and look at this. Look at this. DX280. Very good. Oh, heatsink and fan required. I think there was one of those floating around. Here we go. Here's a heatsink and fan. It's got all the cache chips there. It's got the the enclosed real-time clock, so nothing's leaked on this board. We got a bunch of 72-pin SIMs. These are weird looking ones. It's been QC'd. I think that's Vision Tech, if I remember that logo properly. Weird little 30 pins or 72 pin SIMs. Probably not a ton of RAM on these, especially 80 nanosecond RAM. Meh. Hey, Rudy. So there's some RAM, but whatever. It's not too bad. But that board, how sexy is this board? Let's try to leave this in the order that it was. Maybe it actually still works. So we'll test this one today. This is a sexy, sexy board. Oh, I'm excited about that one. That's a nice find. Okay, what else do we got here? All right, so let's go with this one, because when I went to, I sort of just unloaded my car and dumped everything on the big bed bench yesterday when I got home. Nice little external battery. And I hadn't noticed this when I was taking stuff out of there, but look at this. This might be the best thing that I found in this lot. I have never come across one of these. Like, I used to see them in magazines. So this is a 486 Cyrix that goes into a 386 socket. It's got the 386 or 387 coprocessor on there. This was a super awesome find, and we got RAM in here. Most likely 1 megs, but we'll see when we get that booted up. But how awesome would it be if we could get this to work in the IBM PS2 Model 80? Have a 486 Model 80? Ooh, that's exciting. Oh, that is very cool. I'm just like tingly with the thought of it all. This board is really clean. Look at how shiny it is. Yeah, this kind of e-waste doesn't exist very much here. This kid is apparently like a little tech hoarder. The dad said that he has a whole closet full of this stuff. So I might be going back. I told him to get another bin together and let me know. Oh, so this is cool. I didn't notice this when I picked it up either. So this is an 8-bit IDE controller. So IDE for your XT system. That's pretty cool. I don't think you can take like IDE drives out of another computer and put them in there. I think they need to be reformatted, interleaving, and all this stuff like that. But this is also a very cool find, very useful. All right, so what's this one? That font looks like Asus. Yeah, no, people don't normally let you sort through e-waste. This was just something that this kid took apart. So again, we have a Dallas clock, so there's no leakage on the board, which is nice. Not a ton of cache in this one. Oh, we've got jumpers for the cache side. Look at this jumper setup. That's actually kind of neat. We've got like a termination jumper, and you move it depending on which configuration. So apparently we're at 128K there. So this is a 486. I can tell by the size of it. Don't know the speed. That CPU also very interesting. Kind of socket 3 needs that kind of cooler. Well, oof. All right, so they must have written it on here. So this is a SX33. Yuck. Yeah, you really didn't need a heatsink on an SX CPU. This feels like it's kind of bonded, but if it's just an XX, I don't think we'll really care. Let's do this the way you shouldn't do this. So ideally what you do is you take these and you stick them in the freezer, and then you do this same thing. Basically give it a little pry with a razor blade. But if you stick it in the freezer, and then theoretically if you also have like a heater where you can pop the heatsink on the heater real quick, you can get the glue to pop off of these things pretty easily. Use the power of thermal expansion and or contraction and expansion to help you pop that off. Yeah, we might have to use that trick. I'm not gonna do this because I'm gonna hurt myself. Yeah, it could be like a thermal epoxy kind of thing. They like to do that back in the day. I think they kind of stopped doing that around the Pentium 1 era. But stick this back on here. And where's our corner? There's our corner. We'll leave this as it was. We'll test this one out today. Yeah, you could potentially use a heat gun too. So this is one that I saw in the picture and definitely one that I wanted. I do not have a really nice socket A setup. And so this theoretically should be like the socket A setup. It kind of looks like that serial ATA port's effed up. These ports, those little pins are all bent over. So let's do that. Make sure they're not touching each other. Don't want them to touch each other. As they say in Arrested Development, no touching, no touching. Did anyone else actually watch Arrested Development? Okay. Get these a little straightened up. So whenever you get a socket A system, you never just want to assume that everything is happy. You do want to pop that heatsink off because the processor can be kind of, it might not be sitting properly. So pop that down, pop that over. And let's see what we have for a CPU here. The other thing you always want to be careful about with your socket A CPUs is like banging the corners. These things are very fragile, and so the corners of these chips chip. There you go. What is this? This looks like an Athlon XP 2600. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, you can get a shim for those. This looks like the original, like, factory applied thermal paste. This thing hasn't been moved the whole time. That's pretty darn cool. Put these on, you want to be really super careful not to smash that core. The nice thing about this heatsink is that it has 3 lugs here to hold that on, which was not something that a lot of them had. The other thing to look out for is that generally caps of this era were in the leaky. This was like peak capacitor plague era. But these look pretty good. So that's awesome. And yeah, the ABit hello Tony, welcome to the channel. Yeah, these ABit boards are starting to get a little rare. This was the reason that I went over to go buy all of this whole lot of stuff. Eric's Edge is here. How's it going? That's not a Cordyceps heatsink. Ah, Tony from Finland. Bacchus, where are you from? I'm sorry, I forget. Oh, okay. And what did I just say about checking your heat sinks for your socket A? So this is also a socket A system. I think. Wait a minute. Is this a socket A? Or is this Pentium? This might be a socket 370 because we have SD RAM. I thought this was a socket A system, but I think this is a socket 370 system. But yeah, look at this. Right? They have a little lip here that helps you locate the heatsink on the processor, but they have not put it here. Ah, Norway. Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right, so yeah, this is a socket 370. This is an Intel Pentium 3. Hopefully it's not dead if it was being used. You don't remember what state I'm from. So we got a Pentium 800 EB, which means that it's a 133 megahertz front side bus, as opposed to the other style that had a 100 megahertz front side bus. So not too bad. We'll test this one out today. And you can see the Pentium socket 370s, basically, there were some that used these giant lugs, which were kind of neat, but a lot of them just use these single lugs. And a lot of times you would break these little lugs off of the socket, which is not very good for trying to mount a heatsink ever again. Oh, We might not try this one out today. Maybe we'll give it a quick recap. I don't know. Let's see how much time. Oh, wow. Okay, no, we're not testing this one today. Yeah, here's capacitor plague, folks. Look at that mess. That is disgusting. Yeah, no. We won't be testing this guy out today. All right. Well, this one goes into the we'll have to test it later pile. All right. So, and then there's one of these and a heatsink. All right. Let's test out this power supply real quick and see if this turns on, because I have tons of these modular cables. I used to build a lot of like cheap gaming systems. And so I have a ton of Corsair modular cables. Never use modular cables from different companies, and even within the same company, it can be kind of dangerous. So always double check with the modular cables if they didn't come with it, or even if they did come with it. Sometimes it's a good idea to not actually plug anything in until you double test it. All right. So I can't find my regular power supply tester. I'm sure it's somewhere here on the big bed bench, but so this is just a little loop back thing to turn it on. So we'll have to test it the old way with a voltmeter. Again, this isn't like a perfect test. It's not a loaded test or anything, but yeah, it's something. At least we'll know if it powers up. Is that what happened to Cubicle Nate the other day? I don't know. I have to go back and look at the area around that on Dave's stream. I saw the smoke. I don't know why that smoked, but yeah, it could have been. That's one reason. Although theoretically, if you have a short that bad that your wires start smoking, your power supply should shut it off. If you did that with a Corsair power supply, it should shut off. All right, I'm gonna turn this switch on, and then I wonder if, no, that doesn't go down far enough. I'll have to come in from this side. All right, I'm gonna turn on my IEC connector with the switch. 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. We got fan, so that's something. Let's see what we have for voltages. So, looking here, we should have our red should be 5 volts. We got 5 volts there. That's nice. And our green, or our orange should be 3.3 volts. That looks good. And our yellow should be 12 volts. All right, excellent. All right, so this should work, and then we can use this to test our other stuffs. All right, so let's shut that off. Now somewhere around here, oh, here we go. I have an ATX to AT adapter. So let's start with those first, since most of them already have RAM and stuff installed. These here's some jank for you today, since it's been a while since we've had good old-fashioned jank. You should have a switch installed to power these on. I couldn't find a switch, so I'm just going to use a little banana plug. This isn't dangerous. Well, it's not as dangerous as, like, if this were an AT power supply, you would never do this, right? AT power supplies, this is 120 volts going through these, but this is just regular, I think, what's the power good signal, 3.3 volts or something like that. So let's test this guy out. Yes, Floofy Floop, embrace the jank. That is correct. All right, AT power supplies, never put the reds towards each other. Red, you're dead. Or your logic board is dead. Okay. This one has RAM in it. Most likely it's 4 megs. Somewhere around here I should have... I thought I was prepared. Oh shoot, I forgot my diagnostic. Oh, here we go. We got one. Got a diagnostic. A postcode analyzer. Always make sure you plug these in the right way. I won't tell you how I know. Let's put this one this way. And let's put in XT IDE. And we'll go with a Diamond Stealth VRAM card. It was the lowest end card that I could find today. Oh, we still haven't gone through the bag of chips. All right, let's test this first and then we'll go through the bag of chips. Okay, that's their bag of chips. Okay, and let's plug in monitor. I do need some Trident cards. Yeah. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. So, we're not getting much activity here. Right? There's nothing showing up here. Normally we would see like zeros. And I have a feeling that if we were to check our voltages, that something might not be happy. So yeah, our 12 volts there, our 5 volts there. I'm gonna get the feeling that since we're not seeing anything happening here, that actually there's a shorted tantalum somewhere. Let's shut this off. And if we take a look, here, so we'll start that. That should be a ground. And no, that's fine. That's fine. That's another ground. That's another ground. That's another ground. It's open. That's fine. That's fine. All right, so that's interesting. That's not working. Cool. Well, that's something to play with and diagnose later. Sometimes with these Dallas real-time clock style boards, you need the battery, but normally you would see some numbers popping up on here, which is interesting. So, yeah. Bacchus says, I need to find someone with a RAM tester. That's why I have a Mac Classic 2. They're perfect RAM test machines. 2 sims at a time. Let's set that aside. Maybe we'll come back to it if there's time. Let's try this one. This one was one that I'm really excited about with that Cyrix 386 processor. Maybe if this doesn't work, then maybe there is something wrong with this power supply. It's delivering voltages, but rear. Rear. keyboard in. Took a long time for the lights to come on too for this thing. Normally they show up right away. All right. Only Rams. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Okay. Oh, you didn't even get to see it. Do you see the smoke? Oh, look at that. That's what a shorted tantalum does. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Wowza. So there's a shorted tantalum for you. Woo, it's stinky. All right, let's get that guy out of there. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna move my camera a little bit. Sorry for shaky cam here. See that giant spot right there? That was not there before. That's an explosion. Oh, the fun of testing old stuff. Okay, it cleaned up. Whew, that was stinky. Shorted tant. Trina finally saw smoke. All right, and then, hey, Tech Ambrosia's here, just in time. I'm sorry that I didn't catch the actual explosion on camera, but look at that. That blew through the bottom of the case, or through the bottom of the logic board. What a friggin' mess. A little flux on that guy. So these are naturally shorted tants, as opposed to the one that I put on the wrong way a couple of weeks ago during a stream. So that proves that it happens sometimes, just naturally. Francois says nice. There we go. Look at that. Woot. All right. Fun, fun, fun. Just giving the back of the board a quick look. All right, let's try this again. Let's do it without putting my video card in there. And my XT IDE. I'm so amped. I want to test things. I hope that didn't fry that CPU. It shouldn't have. But. All right. Let's do this way. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry, YouTube. What did I just do? Oh, my gosh. Look what I did. What did I tell you? Red, you're dead. I did it. I did the thing I said not to do. Oh, man. Oh, I'm a friggin' idiot. Oh well, I do it all for y'all. Oh, what a moron. Let's get that guy out of there. That one exploded. Wow. Woo. Was there another one? Oh, yeah, we lost 2 on that round. There's another one inside that slot. Oh, that's so dumb. That's what happens when you're more excited than you should be about these things. Gotta stay calm. Watch what you're doing. That's what happens when you plug in a tant the wrong way, or give tantalums the wrong voltage. We've been doing that way too much lately. Eric's Edge. You did it so that we don't have to. Yes, it was entirely a learning experience. Gosh darn it. I think that thing's like welded itself to the system now. There we go. That one's out. All right. Yes, I'm sorry, YouTube. Sometimes the F word happens. All right, let's give this one more go. I probably have destroyed all of those other tantalums by now, but let's see. 3, 2, 1. I saw some activity, at least. So let's go back to here. Keep an eye on here. Came out of reset. I have a clock signal. Let's see if we have a speaker. Sorry, I should have had that ready. Let's see what happens here. Getting no activity. Ooh. Let's plug this in. Hey, JVHS. Oh, this time we got an FF. So that's good. That means it's not totally dead. So again, we have a Dallas real-time clock here, so there's always a possibility that we need to get our Dallas happy before this thing will go. Let's reset the BIOS real quick. Sometimes this can help. Again, we're not going to do in-depth diagnostics today, but we will, we're just doing some quick stuff. That's what happens when you try to be quick. You fry things like tants. FF equals nada. Yeah, unless the system actually goes through the whole post routine. But I have seen some of these Dallas chips where, or systems with Dallas chips on them, that if it doesn't have a battery, then they behave poorly. Yeah, we still got our FF. Floofy floof. Oh well. Alright. Oh. Did that just wake up? Yeah! We got it. There we go. Cool. It's saying it's only 2 megs of RAM, which if those are 256K VRAMs, or not VRAMs, 256K 30-pin SIMs, then that would make sense. But how cool is that? All right, good. We didn't fry that CPU. F yeah. Woot. All right. Oh man, you have no idea how much I was sweating there. Jamie's Hack Shack says Cyrix needed a minute to stretch. Yes. All right. That CPU is not dead, even after three fried tints. No matter how much I tried to kill it, it just refused to die. But that's also kind of interesting. This must be an older... Normally you would see something happening on the postcode analyzer, so this might be an older BIOS or something. There was also no beep, which was weird. Yeah. Cool. We got a board that's not dead. So now that we know we got one board that's not dead, I'm going to stick that in an ESD bag. None of this stuff was in ESD bags, but I'm going to stick that in the ESD bag. Keeping the nice tantalum, fried tantalum smell. All right, let's try not to fry this one. I'm really excited about this one. Let's put a heat sink on it, even though it's not going to do much. All right, what did I tell you to do? Red, you're dead. Red, you're dead. So we're not doing that again, are we? Old computer stuff is invincible. I wish that were the case. It is pretty darn durable. That is true. Sometimes these are a little finicky to get in there. It helps if you can like angle them over. Sometimes pop out your SIMs. Angle that over a little bit and then slide it down. Okay. Reds are apart. Y'all seen it. So if we blow a tent here, it's not my fault. Let's put this in there. And let's put on a speaker. And let's turn this on. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. We got postcodes and we got a beep. That's excellent. That is very excellent. Oh, I should have gotten out a PCI video card. I didn't get out a PCI video card because I didn't think there would be any systems that would prefer that. Okay. We got main screen turn on. Oof, did that really only say 4 megs of RAM? Are you pooping me? 4 72-pin SIMs and we only have 4 megs of RAM? Boot disk failure. Oh, of course, because we have no boot disk. Let's do this. Let's plug in a keyboard. Oh, it's always fun looking at BIOSes from 486s. So let's do that. Oh, it's kind of like the Pentium era BIOSes. Thinks it's 1924. So that's always fun. No floppy. BIOS features. got cache enable. Can change our wait states a little bit. Okay. Power management, PCI configuration, IDE low-level format. That's actually kind of interesting. You didn't see that. You would see that on a lot of 286 and 386 BIOSes. Didn't often see that on the 486 BIOSes. Yeah, 4 megs of RAM. How poopy is that? That is terrible. Floofy floof. Chanel NF fried tantalum fragrance, only for the most bearded of nerds. Nice. All right, we're booted. Let's go to cd DOS bench DOS bench, and let's do check CPU. All right, 80 megahertz 486. Very cool. All right, so we got that. That's pretty good. That is pretty darn good. The RAM situation is total poop, but I will take that. A PCI 486 board, that's exciting. Oh, sorry, I didn't do speed sys. That's Amber's meme. I'm not gonna steal it. That's your thing. Hey, Mitch Kramer, how's it going? Let's see. Is there a transistor for 3.3 volts? It does not look like it. That's interesting. That's a really good point. I have plenty of RAM 72 pin sims, so I'm not worried about it. It just always is nice to get some more. I would believe that these are 1 meg, because that doesn't look, yeah, 8256. 44, 256. Let's see what happens if we just stick this one. Oh, no, I don't feel like plugging that all back together. This is going into an ESD bag because I want to check the next 2 motherboards. Would Rammy be jealous of John's RAM selection? No, not exactly. A lot of people sent Adrian a lot of stuff. I don't quite have that fortune. I mean, if he was interested, I think I would. I think my 512 meg DDR RAM selection will match anyone's out there, but aside from that, I don't quite have the selection that Adrian does. This one's a little dusty. Man, it still smells like tantalum in here, fried tantalum. So here's our really sad 486 board. Let's be extra special careful plugging this in. So we've got a soldered on 46SX with no cache. That is the saddest of the sads when it comes to 486s. Whoever put that together, that you should not be involved in computers. Like, yes, technically it's a 486, but no. It's like the Mac Classic. Just really terrible ideas. Gutbomb asks if there's a story behind that bag of 512 DDR sticks. No, I just happen to have a lot of them. I don't know why. All right, let's try this thing. These are not matched. 3 of the 4 here are the same, but it should be okay. Tech Ambrosia says she has something even more cursed to show off on this weekend stream. Why would you go cursed? Last weekend's stream was so awesome. I'm actually only about a third of the way through. I was watching it this morning before I started. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We got postcodes happening. We got beeps. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Bacchus says it's probably for some sort of industrial application, and I would go along with that theory. Or it's your total cheap butt, and you want to sell people a 486 system, and technically you are selling them a 486 system. All right, let's go full on. Good memory count. And we got screen. All right, so it's saying that those are each 1 meg. Here's the beautiful purple, green, and brown from the 386 era that I love so much. What a beautiful BIOS these were. See, and this one has a hard disk utility. It does have auto detect, so that came along during the 386 era. It's nice to see it in the 486 board. There is probably a format auto interleave detection and media analysis thing there. So that's a nice little utility. This would be a good board like for setting up if you have some MFM drives that you need to check out. Yeah, we don't really care about that being low. Now, I didn't want to go into the BIOS. All right, this wants us to go into the BIOS. Let's go back to here. Where did I get the sweet CF/ISA card adapter? So this is just an XT IDE. You can buy these on eBay and stuff. They're relatively cheap. I forget if I bought this on eBay or if no, I think I bought this one on eBay, yeah. They're really useful to have. And again, they're called XT IDE because you can use them on as far back as an XT class system. So it's a really, really fun tool. All right, now the moment I've been waiting for. KRNLG. I always change that color scheme to black and white. No, you can't change that color scheme, the color scheme of that thing. That is 1990-ish classic. You can't adjust that. All right, so this is the thing de resistance. I'm excited just to see if this works, because this would be the nicest, or I do have a slot A, or socket A system, but it's like an OEM. I think the board was out of an HP, so I don't have a super nice ABit NF7-S system like that. So this would be really awesome. So we're gonna, this is a GeForce 4 MX440. We're not going to go with anything really wild right now. I just want to see if this works. The board is going to squeal like Tech Ambrosia's. Where did I just put that? Oh, speaker. Need a speaker. And, oh, I missed one of the bent pins. Where did I just put my tweezers? I just had them. Make sure. Still don't want them to short out on things. Hard drive light, recess, reset, and speaker should be down here. Okay, let's give it some RAM. This is my much smaller bag of 256 meg SD RAM. These should be good, but put one in each slot. Yeah, these are PC 3200 sticks. So this was one of the first dual channel RAM setups. Good stuff. Had one of these, Tech Ambrosia had one of these and ran a mobile Athlon on it, yeah. Yeah, overclocking those mobile Athlon chips was pretty badass back in the day. On rings around those Pentium 4 systems. And let's put our postcode card in there. Right. So this shouldn't turn on. Yep. All right, we got a light on the logic. I'm calling it a logic board. We got a light on the motherboard, and should be our power switch here. No, there it is. Power turned on. We've got something on the postcode. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. It says C1, C0. So it has some manner of life. Well, any manner of life is good with me. Yeah, maybe it doesn't like our RAM. Ooh, those slots are pretty nasty. That's off, okay. I don't recommend cleaning out your memory slots that way, but look, there was all that junk in there. Junk in your slot. Oh, is this a... So I thought that you would always do it these two, like these two, but maybe it's not those two. Maybe it's the first two. Because this says DIMM 3. It's been a while since I did these. Let's try it this way. I thought you had to do the different colors to get the dual channel. Oh, the 4-pin power connector. Yes. Thank you, Tony. Oh, I missed that. Yeah. You're not going to get a post without the 4-pin power connector. CPU connector. Good spot. All right, let's try this again. 3, 2, 1. Okay. No explosions. And let's go. Still got C1, C0. Yeah, that fan is very sad. Ooh, that's also a bad thing. Give it a reset. Nope. Let's try it without RAM like Trina suggested. Still C1, C0. Let's try it without a video card. Yep. I could also potentially try a known good CPU. Sometimes the Athlons did kind of somewhat randomly die. Let's try this again. Nope, same thing. Change the position of our CMOS. Oh, yep, didn't like that one. All right, so this one's gonna need a little bit more diagnosis. It's sort of dead, but that's okay. Yeah. Could be the BIOS is corrupted, which is totally fine. We can deal with that eventually. But I want to give this thing a clean. Even though the caps look good, maybe we'll give it a full recap. It's okay. It's also possible that the CPU is toast. Should we grab another logic board? Let's see. Oh, I called it a logic board again. What is wrong with me? Let's grab. Okay. Nope, that's not the right board. Where is... That's not the right board. Oh, maybe it's over here. Maybe I'm very organized and it's actually where it's supposed to be. Yes. Here we go. So here's my my Athlon XP setup. These CPUs are incredibly fragile. The boards are fragile, the CPUs are fragile, everything's fragile. But let's see. Double check to make sure this one actually works. And this one is going through the postcodes. This one has built-in memory, or built-in video. So let's see if that CPU is toast. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Our board setup is good. Let's try this CPU in this setup. Power switch is off, so we're okay there. Yeah, this is one of the nicer heat sinks for socket A systems. It's a cooler master. The bottom is copper. This is all anodized aluminum. I forget what this is. I think it's an XP 2500. Oh no, this is an XP 3200. Yeah. That's a nice CPU. Again, this is 2400. And where's our corner? Put a little tiny glob of new heat sink compound on there. Oh, that's partially obscured by the wires. Oh no, people didn't watch me put on heat sink paste. Oh no. Okay. Wiggle. Just double check to make sure it looks like it's seated properly. Yeah, that looks good. Turn that on. And power switch. And we're moving through our postcode. And we got stuff on the screen. All right, so that means that this board is sort of dead. We know we have a good CPU, so that's something. I'm 99% sure this RAM is good. I mean, after all, it's in my bag that says tested 256 meg DDR, so that has to be good, right? So we'll have to come back to this. I want to do a deep clean on it, and maybe we'll do a recap on it. Some of these look a little like bent over and damaged. Maybe there's something else that's bent over and shorted on this thing. Whoop. Heard something fall off. I'm gonna shut that off because I don't know what that was. Okay, so the bag of chips. That's what we've got to go through now. I'm really excited to see what's in that bag of chips. Yeah, the memory socket was very dirty on that board. Oh, this jumper just fell off. That's what fell off of that board. All right. Well, we know we got a good CPU out of that at least, so that's something. Okay, what's in this bag of chips? Not my bag of DDR. So all of those boards were stuff that I bought, and then this bag of chips was also what I bought. I could tell that there's a lot of Pentium era stuff and some 30-pin sims. Let's zoom in a little bit here. I'm slowly zooming in. Okay, I already see something cool. So we've got an IBM 6x86 P150, so that's fun. These are probably worth more for gold scrap than they are actual performance, because this was on the lower end of the range of these things, but it's still a very cool chip to have. I think I forget if I have a 166 or a 2PR, because these are not actually, they don't run at 150. This is the performance rating, so this is IBM/Xerox like to call these by their performance rating. So this is actually 120 megahertz. I forget if I have a 166 or a 200 version of these, but they're always fun. This is gonna need some love. These chips were not not stored very happily, but we can get them going. That's fine. This, what is this? This looks like a 486 of some manner. Ooh, no way. No way. I did not have one of these. DX4100. Holy poop. Holy freaking poop. Oh man, that is killer. How awesome is this going to be with that PCI 486 board? Oh, that is sweet. Oh, I can't believe that's freaking in there. Okay, that is a good find. Let's put these all so we know which ones we've looked at. It's a DX33. Meh. How bad are the pins on this? Oh, these pins are sad. That's all right. These pins are adorable. We'll be able to fix these. Free fuzz. Came with some nice free fuzz. Ah, I can't believe there's a DX4100 in there. That is, I'm like shaking. How freaking cool is that? Okay. A 486 SX33. Oh, hello. So this is a 486 overdrive. I have no idea what that is. The writing's gone. I don't know if the numbers mean anything on the box. I don't know if that means anything. I don't think it does. Unfortunately, the writing is gone here. It could be another 486 DX4100. Because I think they did these in 80s and 200 and N100s. Wow, that's cool. Oh, and this is also something very cool. So let's start here. A 386 DX33. That's a nice piece to have. But this is super cool. So this is a Texas Instruments 486 DLC, which basically it's sort of a 486 that plugs into a 33 or into a 386 socket. So this is another killer find. That is sick. So we now have two 486s, 486 upgrade chips for 386s. Holy freaking poop. Holy poop. Oh my god. DX16. 387. Coprocessor for that 386-16. Ah. And here's the math coprocessor for the Texas Instruments. This is super cool. Oh man, could you imagine if we can get this to work on the Model 80? That would be amazing. Okay, so we've got a bunch of Pentium era stuff here. Oh, look at that. Pentium 75. I don't think I have any of those in my collection. Oh, here's another Cyrix 6X86. This is the 166. So I think, oh geez, was it Cyrix developed them, but IBM also made the chips, or the other way around. So there's a 166 runs at 133. There's a 150 runs at 132. Cool. Cool chips to have. Oh God, yeah, those are kind of fiddly. Pentium 75. Another Pentium 75. Another Pentium 75. They like Pentium 75s. Another 386 DX33. Let's get a couple of those. And got some SRAMs, cache chips. So it's 41, 256. I don't remember. So these are, would that be a 32K? Here's the tag RAM. Yeah, so this came out of, this was probably a 128K setup with the tag RAM that came out of a system. 386 DX BIOS chip all by its lonesome. Tech Ambrosia, as usual, knows everything. So IBM manufactured them, and as part of the agreement, badged some for sale and use in their own PCs. Okay. Got another cache chip. Got some 30-pin SIMs. These look like 256Ks. These might be 256Ks as well. But not a full-on match set. Well, 256K match set. Blech, who cares about that? But we'll check out what those are eventually. Got another 486DX. Okay, so this is actually a cool chip. So this is a 486DX50, not a DX250. So this one ran the front side bus all the way up at 50 megahertz. There were some Visa local bus cards that did not like doing that. Oh no, oh no. This one is not recoverable. Oh, jeez. Yeah, oh well. That's kind of sad. Big oof. Damn. I don't think I have a DX50 in my collection. But these were an interesting chip because sometimes systems just did not like them. This bag is a little gross. And we got some corrosion. We got some SRAMs. Guess this kid liked to steal all the chips off the boards that he could. It's alright. I love having some spare SRAM chips. Here's another BIOS chip. This one is a 486DX. This is kind of sad. It's another one, 46 SLC. Maybe that was in that system. Cache. 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 I have to check the numbers on these. I have a feeling this is a 64K setup. This looks like a keyboard BIOS. Yeah, keyboard BIOS. And some Scarfy 32-pin or 30-pin SIMs. But it's okay. That's fine. This one's kind of gross. That one's gonna need some love. All right. Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. All the pins for that CPU, they're all here. They were all in that bag. Maybe we can fix that CPU. Oh, that's sad. You poor little CPU. You didn't deserve that. Oh, and here's some really nice and corroded jumpers. We'll throw those right into the trash. Yeah, I think I'll try to fix that CPU. Why the heck not? We've done stupider stuff on this channel. Repair it with enameled wire. Glue them back on. Yeah, the warranty's good. The sticker's still there. I think I might try to solder them back on at some point. The issue is that, like, oh, let's see. We might need to look at this under the microscope. Let's see if we can do this. See, like that pin's not happy, but like this one, it like corroded from under. So that's weird. Here's all the other crap that came out of that bag. So a lot of the pins are like that, where they were like corroded from under the pin. But I don't know. Let's try it at some point. I'll save all these pins, see if they're the same number of pins as the ones that are missing. The other thing is, let's see, where is it? I actually have a 68040 from a battery bombed LC475 that I would like to repair, and this CPU is way more valuable than a 486DX50, so I might use those pins to repair this if possible. So we'll think about it. We'll use those pins in some way. Oh man, well, what an adventure. Oh, gold retro keychain, are you kidding me? We don't do that around here. We solder stupid projects. Oh, not that. There we go. All right, folks. So what do you think? I think that's it for now. My knee is about as far as it can go for today. It's better, but it's still not good. So what do people think? Leave a comment after the video or after the stream or now. All those boards that we checked out, all these CPUs, I can't believe I got these. This is nice. These are the creme de la cremes. And this, right? How freaking cool is all this? This was good stuff. So 150 bucks. Was it a good deal? Or did I pay too much? Plus, if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, the story from the father was that the kid's trying to buy a 3D printer. So ahead of time, I told him I'd probably give him 60 bucks for the stuff he had. When I got there, I said, no, I need to give you more than that. And so I gave him 150. I actually gave him 160 because I didn't have correct change. So I'm pretty happy with this deal. We have definitely a lot of work to do on some of these bits, but we'll get to it eventually. Yeah, I mean, you can find a lot of 486 systems easily 200 bucks by themselves these days. I have a couple new AT cases. Got one from Gut Bomb last weekend. So we have some nice little systems to build up here. So I'm happy with this deal. I really didn't want to spend $150 on eWaste, but I think it was a pretty good deal. Whew. Man, today's stream, this was exciting. Oh, I got to show AG their power supply. Actually, we'll probably be back at it tomorrow again because it looks like it's going to rain. and I really need to recap this 2SI power supply for AG. So we'll probably do another noon stream. So this is a 2SI power supply. This was really nasty yesterday, but it's been through the ultrasonic bath, and it looks way better. You can see the corrosion still needs to be cleaned up. Trina says, now I want to go buy some e-waste. Thank you all so much for stopping by today. This stream was all over the place. Man, the explosions, the deals. This might have been my best stream ever. So, yeah. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. Keep an eye out on the social medias for the announcement. And thank you all so much, and have a lovely day, y'all. Bye-bye.